I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers or nothing. Y'all ain't heard this shit from me. Matter of fact, yes you did. Tell them I said it. Biggest forms of witchcraft happen in that damn church.
So, if your grandma ain't never told you, I'm gonna tell you. And this ain't got nothing to do with the movie Spell, even though it do. You don't let everybody touch your hand, for one.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Huh? Yes. Look at you.
Spooky season, beware the bombs. They move like spirits, here they come. Don't be the girl who feeds a clown. He'll drain your peace and drag you down. Spooky season, beware the bombs. They move like spirits, here they come. Don't be the girl who feeds a clown. He'll drain your peace and drag you down. Crusty pipe though, no free stay, no red flag.
I used to go to a small church on the east side of New Orleans, a tight-knit congregation where everyone knew everybody's business, but we still called it family. Our pastor, Reverend Clifton, was the kind of man you trust instantly. He had a calm voice, always dressed in white, and always preaching about forgiveness, love, and prosperity. One Sunday after service, he pulled me aside. He said he was going through some unexpected church expenses and needed to borrow some money. For just a few weeks, I respected him. He baptized my daughter after all, so I loaned him $3,000. He promised he'd pay me back before the end of the month. I didn't even write it down. After all, this was my pastor. But that was the last normal Sunday we ever had. At first, he avoided eye contact. Then he started sending vague text messages about delays and spiritual attacks, stopping his blessings. Eventually, he stopped answering my texts altogether. That's crazy. Weeks turned into months. Every Sunday, I'd sit at the pew watching him preaching about integrity while I could barely pay my bills. One afternoon after service, I stayed behind to pray alone. When I passed his office, I heard voices, chanting. At first, I thought he was praying, but the language didn't sound like any prayer I've ever heard before. It sounded much darker. Oh, okay. Curiosity got the best of me. I peeked through the slightly open door. The light were dim. There were candles burning on the floor in a circle. He was sitting in the middle of it with a glass of rum beside him, and a small table was a folded paper with my full name written across it. My stomach dropped. I backed away quickly before he saw me. That same week, strange things started happening to me. I'd walk into a room and forgot what I came for. I'd be halfway through writing bill checks and forgot what I was writing it to. I even forgot where I parked my car one afternoon, and I never forget that. It felt like fog in my mind, like something was slowly pulling pieces of my memory away. One night, I woke up drenched in sweat. I dreamt that I was standing in the middle of the church surrounded by people in white who have no faces. And in the center stood my grandma, the woman who raised me and who practiced old Louisiana root work back in the days. She pointed at me and said, "They're trying to take your mind." What? When I woke up, I could still smell the church incense on my clothes, but I hadn't been to church that day. So I remember one of my aunts was still practicing secrets, so I called her up. I told her exactly what happened, including the dream that I had. She said, "He didn't want to pay you. He went to someone to make you forget you ever lent him the money. But he doesn't know who he's messing with. You come from a line of people who can see through shadows." Then she gave me a small jar of Florida water, a white candle, and told me to cleanse myself and speak into the flame. Then she said to ask for justice, not revenge, but truth. That night, I did exactly as she said. I lit the candle and I said, open quote, "Whoever used lies to cover their sins, let the truth rise like smoke. Let every secret burn," close quote. The flame flickered and then turned blue for a moment before bursting upright. Next Sunday, right before Sunday service, something happened right before the sermon. Pastor Clifton froze mid-sentence. He started sweating, trembling, and then said, almost in a whispering voice, but everyone can hear him, "I have sinned against one of you, and I tried to use spirits to erase the debt. Forgive me, God." The entire church went quiet. Then he dropped to his knees and began to cry uncontrollably. Some of the elders ran to him, praying over him, thinking he was having a breakdown. But I knew exactly what it was, the truth spell. That night, I got a text from him. All it said was, I'll pay you everything I owe you this week. Please don't tell everybody. He did just that. And not long after he left the church, he said he was moving up north for a fresh start. I'm sure. I don't know if he ever learned his lessons, but I know this. When you play with people's mind and you call on spirits to twist truth for your own gain, those spirits will turn on you eventually. 2 months later, the new pastor told us Reverend Clifton had been hospitalized after a stroke. He lost part of his memories. Must be nice, right? Anyways, yeah, so I say this all the time, guys. You don't want to do anything, because the thing with spiritual work is, if you put it out there, whatever is returned back to you is basically the work that you've done. If people know that you're doing things to them, they can simply return to sender, and it can come back times 13, because at the end of the day, the laws are the laws, okay? You have to know the laws. You cannot simply just casting spells on people and not knowing who is controlling their heads. Is called a metet, the person who is above you, basically, right? Now, if you're going out there just casting spell on people and you don't know what kind of family they come from and or who is in charge of their head, basically, then what comes back to you could be 3 to 4 to 13 times more powerful than what you send to the person. So always remember, before you are going to do a love spell on someone, just remember the same work can come back to you times 13. So people would like to do love spells. I like to talk about love spells because that's something that I see is very popular, especially on TikTok, right? Always remember, you could be doing love spells, keeping someone out of their free will and all that. Remember, that you could eventually fall in love with someone and that person treats you like crap, because the universe will always pay you back what you've done, okay? I talk about this all the time. The law of the universe don't care about your good heart. It doesn't care that you're a good person, because if it did care, if the universe law actually worked how most people think it works, the rich people would be poor, the poor people would be rich, because people just associate rich people with being bad and poor people with being good, which is not really how it is. But if the universe actually, if you think that the universe care about your good heart, that's not the case. That is the reason why you got rich people out here who are doing terrible things, and then they donate to a foundation and say, hey, I've done my good deed for the year, now I'm good. You have poor people who have been poor their whole life. They die poor, their children are poor, they stay the same, because the universe don't care about your heart. It don't care that you have a good heart. It don't care that you're a great pastor. And look at this, all the time I talk about the pastors and the people of the church who will be doing. My thing is, imagine you took someone's money, right? You borrowed money from someone. Instead of paying them back or telling them or try to avoid them altogether, you decide to do witchcraft for them to forget that they gave you the money. Seriously? I mean, seriously? Actually, that's kind of genius, but what do you mean, sir? What do you mean? And then you're sitting there, I fais je cherche dans l'église mounio, act like a Rizes. I don't even know how to say this in English. On Sunday, you're preaching about integrity, about forgiveness, about prosperity and all this. Meanwhile, you're borrowing money from the congregation, and they're sitting there, you're talking about integrity. It's really, sir? Really? As a pastor? I'm telling you, got all these charlatans in the church. Be careful for those people, okay? Because you just might end up in one of my stories. And if you have some stories you want to share, please share with me. And it was actually someone from the church. The person that it happened to was the one that submitted the story. So I hope, I'm sure they got their money. They said they got their money. But I hope they never trust anybody else, especially a pastor, giving them their money. Look, I don't trust a pastor as far as I can see them, okay? Because they're only human, and we're all flawed, but they like to pretend as if they're holier than thou, and the people in the church put them on this pedestal. But I know that they're only humans, because as soon as they leave the church, honey, it's a different story. During the weekdays, it's a different story, but Sunday, we are angels, we're wearing all white. As soon as he said the pastor always wear white, I knew something was wrong, because I'm like, who are you trying to convince that you're an angel? Who are you trying to convince, yourself or the congregation? All right, anyway, that's my take on that.
So I'm gonna tell y'all why I shut the fuck up and I don't be really letting nobody inside my energy or whatever. I return it back to a center with this video. I'm gonna tell y'all, be mindful. Hold on. So, if your grandma ain't never told you, I'm gonna tell you. and this ain't got nothing to do with the movie Spell, even though it do. You don't let everybody touch your hand, for one. You don't let everybody in close to you, for two. And I return it back to its sender, for three. So, I mean, I love the movies still, because the husband, he woke up after a car crash, not knowing where his family was. And then it's hold on, let me take it back. If you didn't watch Spell, go watch it. But I'm finna summarize it. So the man stopped at the gas station. It's always the gas station. They always got an end on it. Okay? So he stopped at the gas station, asked for directions or whatever. The family was on vacation. So he wake up and end up, after the car crash, he don't know where his wife or his son and his daughter went. But I'm going to get to that later on. How he ended up finding out that was close to him. So the lady, she's grooming him, bringing him his food, telling him don't cross over the salt and all that. See, that's why you don't let people touch you. You don't let people into you, and I return it back to its center.
I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers or nothing. Y'all ain't heard this shit from me. Matter of fact, yes you did. Tell them I said it. Biggest forms of witchcraft happen in that damn church. I mean, just think about it. Using the elements of water to baptize you. It ain't just symbolic. That's a ritual. They pray over it, they bless it, and they believe that it cleanses the soul, right? That kind of sounds like charging water with intention, aka water magic. But, I could be wrong. I remember them candles that they had on them altars at church. Or just think about a candlelight vigil. Don't they light them, set them, pray over them, and use them to set the vibe? They also light them and call on their deity. Sounds like candle magic to me. Using the element of fire. What about that communion bread? Symbolic of the body of their god? Y'all never bat an eye. I ain't judging y'all because I used to tear them damn crackers up. That grape juice too. But the blood? Y'all really had us in there drinking the blood and eating the body of Christ? If that don't scream ritual, I don't know what does. Fused it with intention and divine energy, then consumed it. That sounds like earth magic, clear as day. I'm probably bugging though. What exactly is prayer itself? What is that wind coming out of your mouth? Isn't that the element of air? Words spoken out into the atmosphere carry intention and energy. And you ever been in a church where they all speaking in tongues? Yeah. That's manipulation of air energy. Moving right along though. You mean to tell me you never realize how the church keeps you in a trance? Repetition of music, as well as certain words that keep you in a loop. When they singing that same line over and over and over, talking about take you to the king. And if you 5 years young, why would you need to meet the king right now? It's meant to lull you in a meditative state. Now, think about all of those altar calls. Everybody going up there, they all in their emotions, they crying, feeling the spirit. They done worked your ass into an emotional high. Guess what? Now you open to suggestion and or influence. Or what does the pastor be doing when he's waving his hand over the congregation? It's like they're pulling something out of you or casting blessings. Pretty sure that sounds like energy work. Moving that energy throughout the room, which is why you get waves of people that start shouting at the same time. Well, let me guess. It's cool when the pastor lay hands. Y'all do know that's energy transference, right? They're channeling energy to heal or anoint. So what's the difference between that and Reiki or another healing spiritual practice? They call casting out demons exorcisms, right? Ain't shit but ritual work. Commanding spiritual entities like we do at U Botanica with that root work, especially them graveyard services. Let me clarify, I don't do the left-handed work. This is exactly why you have a team of people. We do it all. They use that holy oil to anoint people. They usually pray over them and rub it on their third eye. Similar to what we call oil magic. I think y'all catching the drift by now. Truth is, they using all forms of magic. Mental, ritual, symbolic, all day, every day. And instead of owning it, you know what they do? They slap a name holy on it. They're going to demonize anybody doing it outside of their framework. Funny, because they don't want you using your power. They tell you to fear it, actually. Yet, they're using the same exact thing against your ass. That's how they get to keep staying in charge. So that was the times of the past. It's a new day. A lot of people waking up to the bullshit. The next time somebody trying to remind you about magic, trying to call it demonic, tell them you peep game. Doing the same exact thing. They just scared to name it what it is. Because they don't want you to know who you are. Why would they? Get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Hey guys! guys, I'm Jenny and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teach you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use, alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It shows you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, it shows you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell. So if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money, and I even have some easy powerful spell to win game of chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to senders. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, you know, content every day for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, you know, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel, okay? Love you guys. Mwah.